Some people walk into a room, and before they even say a word, they're already being judged, not by their character, not by how kind they are, not by how hard they work, but by something most people don't even fully understand. IQ, and yeah, you've probably seen this happen. A student takes a little longer to answer, and people quietly assume they're slow. A coworker asks one extra question, and suddenly they're not taken seriously. Or maybe this has happened to you. You try your best to keep up, but it always feels like you're one step behind. And the worst part isn't what others think. It's what starts happening inside your own mind. You begin to question yourself. Why is this so hard for me? Why does everyone else get it faster? Maybe I'm just not smart enough. And over time, that thought doesn't just stay a thought. It turns into a belief that quietly starts limiting everything. But what if that belief is completely wrong? What if the problem was never your intelligence, but the way it was measured? Because here's something most people don't realize. IQ doesn't measure how intelligent you are as a person. It measures how well you perform in a very specific type of thinking. And once you understand that, everything starts to shift. Think about a typical classroom. There's always that one student who answers instantly, quick, confident, sharp. And then there's another student, quiet. They take a little more time to process. They don't speak as quickly. And without anyone saying it out loud, a label starts forming. Smart, average, not that bright. But here's what most people get wrong. The human brain isn't built in one single way. It's made up of different systems, each responsible for different kinds of intelligence. Some people are fast under pressure, others are deep thinkers. Some are highly logical, others are incredibly aware of emotions and people. IQ tests mainly measure things like pattern recognition, logic, and speed, but they leave out things like emotional intelligence, creativity, resilience, and social awareness. And ironically, those are often the skills that matter most in real life. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Your brain is not fixed. It's shaped by your environment, the way you grow up, the stress you experience, the opportunities you have. All of these physically influence how your brain develops. For example, when someone grows up in constant stress, their brain adapts for survival. It becomes more alert, more cautious, more focused on handling pressure. But that same brain might struggle in environments like exams or timed tests, not because it lacks intelligence, but because it was trained for a completely different purpose. In simple terms, it's not a weaker brain. It's a differently trained brain, and that difference is often misunderstood because society tends to value only one type of intelligence, the fast, academic kind. But real life doesn't work like a test. Think about someone who has faced real challenges. They might not solve equations quickly, but they know how to stay calm when things go wrong. They know how to read people. They know how to adapt. And that is intelligence too. In fact, it's a form of intelligence that many high IQ individuals struggle with. And here's something no one really talks about. Many people labeled as low IQ develop strengths that others never have to. They become more patient, more grounded, more resilient. They learn through real experience, not just theory. They understand life, not just ideas. And over time, those strengths become incredibly valuable because success isn't just about thinking fast. It's about staying consistent, handling failure, showing up even when things feel hard, and taking action when it's uncomfortable. There are countless people who didn't do well in school, but still built meaningful, successful lives, not because they had a high IQ, but because they didn't quit. Because life doesn't reward labels, it rewards behavior. So when society calls someone low IQ, what it's really doing is oversimplifying something deeply complex, reducing a human being to a number that doesn't capture their potential, their growth, or their future. And the most dangerous part, when people start believing that number defines them, because the moment you believe you're limited, you stop trying to grow. And that's the real loss. Not intelligence, but lost potential. So if you've ever felt like you're not smart enough, understand this. Your intelligence is not one-dimensional, and your worth is definitely not measured by how fast you answer a question. It's measured by how you show up in life, how you treat people, how you handle challenges, how you keep going when things get difficult. Because intelligence isn't a fixed label. It's something that evolves. And maybe it's time we stop asking, who is the smartest? And start asking, in what way is this person intelligent? Because everyone is, just in different ways. And if you know someone who's ever been made to feel less because of something like IQ, send this video to them, because sometimes the most powerful thing a person can hear is this: you were never the problem. The system just failed to understand you.